Taman woke up to bright white light. His head hurt. His mouth was dry. He tried to move his arms, but they felt heavy. Slowly, his eyes got used to the light. He was lying on a smooth floor that felt cold against his back. He sat up and looked around. The room had no corners. The walls curved into the ceiling in a way that made him feel dizzy. Everything was white and clean. Too clean. There were no doors that he could see. No windows. Just white walls that glowed with soft light. 3 other people were in the room with him. A woman with short hair was sitting against the wall. Her eyes were open, but she looked lost in thought. A younger man in torn military clothes was pacing back and forth like a caged animal. A girl who looked very young sat in the corner with her knees pulled up to her chest. Taman knew who they were. They had all woken up together 3 weeks ago. The woman was Yuna, a scientist. The military man was Daejung, a soldier. The girl was Hana, just 19 years old. She had been on her way to a mining station when she was taken. They were prisoners, captured by aliens. Taman still remembered the day it happened. His ship had been near Jupiter when something hit them. Not a weapon. Some kind of beam that froze everything. Then he woke up here, in this white room. In this alien place. The aliens had tested them many times. They took blood. They scanned their bodies. They made them walk and run. They showed them pictures and recorded their reactions. But they never hurt them. Never spoke to them. Just studied them like insects under glass. A sound filled the room. It was like music, but wrong. The walls began to shimmer. A section of the wall slid open. Taman stood up quickly. His heart beat faster. 3 aliens walked in. They were tall, maybe 7 feet. Their bodies looked like they were made of shiny black crystal. Each one had 4 arms and legs that bent in ways that made Taman uncomfortable to watch. Their heads were smooth with no face, just a cluster of small lights that blinked in patterns. Behind the aliens came 4 guards. These were different creatures. They looked like giant lizards standing on 2 legs. They carried weapons that hummed with blue energy. The guards positioned themselves at the corners of the room. The lead alien made a clicking sound. Suddenly, Taman felt something in his neck. A sharp pain. Then he could hear words in his head. Not Korean, not any human language, but somehow he understood. Subjects will come with us. Today we test reflexes. You will not be harmed if you cooperate. Daejung stepped forward. His fists were clenched. We're not subjects. We're people. Let us go home. The alien's lights blinked faster. Home is irrelevant. You are here for study. Follow or we will carry you. Taman put his hand on Daejung's shoulder. Not now, he said quietly. We need to see what they want. Maybe we can learn something. Daejung's jaw tightened, but he nodded. The 4 humans followed the aliens out of the white room. The hallway outside was huge. The ceiling was so high that Taman couldn't see the top. Strange lights floated in the air like bubbles. Other aliens walked past, some on legs, some floating, some crawling on the walls. None of them looked at the humans. They entered a massive room that looked like a laboratory. Equipment covered every surface. Screens showed images that moved too fast for human eyes to follow. In the center of the room stood something that made Taman's stomach turn. It was a machine, but it looked alive. Metal and flesh mixed together in ways that shouldn't be possible. Thick cables ran from it into the floor and ceiling. Parts of it pulsed like a heartbeat. Other parts were still and cold like steel. Long tentacle-like arms hung from its center, each one ending in different tools and sensors. This is the Neural Reflex Analyzer, the lead alien said through the translation device. It measures how fast you react to danger, how your brain sends signals to your body. We have tested 10,000 species. You are the first humans. Yuna stepped closer to examine the machine. Even scared, her scientist mind was curious. What does it do exactly? She asked. It creates threats, not real ones. Images, sounds, physical touch. Your body reacts. The machine measures the speed of reaction, the pattern of neural activity. This helps us understand how different species survive danger. And if we refuse? Taman asked. The alien's lights pulsed red. You will not refuse. You are specimens. We study you. That is your purpose here. 4 chairs rose from the floor around the machine. They looked uncomfortable. Metal frames with straps and wires. Taman recognized them. They had sat in similar chairs during the other tests. You will sit, one at a time. We begin with the eldest, that meant Taman. He looked at the others. Yuna gave him a small nod. Daejung looked ready to fight but held back. Hana was pale and shaking. She had barely spoken since they were captured. Taemin walked to the first chair and sat down. The metal was cold. Straps moved on their own, wrapping around his wrists and ankles, not tight enough to hurt, but firm enough that he couldn't escape. More straps crossed his chest and forehead, holding him still. One of the machine's tentacles moved toward him. At its end was a small needle. It pressed against his temple. He felt a tiny prick, then a cold sensation spreading through his head. "Begin test sequence," the alien said. The room disappeared. Taemin was standing on a cliff. The ground was crumbling beneath his feet. He jumped back without thinking. His heart pounded. Then the cliff was gone. He was back in the chair. A snake appeared in his lap, large and hissing. He flinched. His hands tried to push it away, but the straps held him. The snake vanished. Something flew at his face. He blinked and turned his head. Gone. More images came. Faster and faster. A falling rock. A charging animal. A fire spreading toward him. Each time his body reacted before his mind could think. After what felt like hours but was probably minutes, the test stopped. The tentacle pulled away from his head. The straps released him. Taemin felt exhausted. "Interesting," the alien said. The lights on its head blinked in a pattern that might have been surprise. "Reaction time is faster than predicted. Neural pathways show unusual flexibility. Next subject." Yuna went next. Taemin watched from the side. He could see her body jerking and flinching even though she was strapped down. Her test seemed to last longer. When it ended, she was sweating. "This subject shows high cognitive processing during reactions," the alien said to another one who had been watching. "She analyzes threats while responding." "Unusual." Then came Daejung's turn. The soldier sat in the chair with his jaw set. He didn't look scared. He looked angry. That worried Taemin. The test began. Immediately, something was different. The machine made sounds it hadn't made before. Daejung's body moved in the straps faster than Taemin had moved. His reflexes were incredibly quick. Too quick. The alien's lights blinked rapidly. Increased stimulus intensity. This subject's reaction speed exceeds normal parameters. The machine hummed louder. Its organic parts began to pulse faster. Daejung's face twisted with concentration. Sweat ran down his forehead. The test went on and on. "Remarkable," the alien said. "Combat training has enhanced natural reflexes to extraordinary levels. The machine is approaching maximum stimulus speed." Finally, the test ended. Daejung slumped in the chair, breathing hard. But he smiled. "That all you got?" he said between breaths. Now it was Hana's turn. The young girl walked to the chair like she was walking to her execution. She sat down and the straps closed around her. Tears ran down her face. "Please," she whispered. "Please don't." "Begin test sequence," the alien said, ignoring her. The tentacle touched Hana's temple. Immediately, she screamed. Not from pain. From pure terror, the machine's hum became a whine. Lights that had been steady started to flash. The organic parts writhed faster. One of the other aliens moved to a control panel. "Her stress levels are extremely elevated. Heart rate critical. Neural activity erratic. Reduce stimulus," the lead alien commanded. But the machine didn't respond. Instead, it got louder. The tentacle pressed harder against Hana's head. She screamed again. Her body shook in the restraints. "Warning," another alien said. "The analyzer is not responding to commands. It has entered an autonomous feedback loop." "Shut it down," Taemin shouted. He tried to run forward, but the guards blocked him with their weapons. The lead alien's lights flashed in complicated patterns. The machine is designed to escalate stimulus until it maps complete neural response. The subject's extreme fear is triggering maximum escalation protocols. "Then override it," Yuna shouted. "You're killing her!" "The analyzer cannot be overridden during active testing. Safety protocols prevent—" A loud crack interrupted the alien. One of the machine's cables sparked. The organic parts began to change color, turning from pale gray to angry red. The machine was malfunctioning, and Hana was still connected to it. Her screams echoed through the laboratory as the machine continued its test, pushing deeper and deeper into her terrified mind. The machine was dying, or being born. Taemin couldn't tell which. The metal parts groaned and twisted. The organic sections pulsed with colors that hurt to look at, and Hana was still strapped to the chair, still screaming, still connected to the nightmare that the neural reflex analyzer had become. Daijung didn't wait for permission. He broke free from the guard holding him. His military training kicked in. He moved fast, dodging between the aliens, heading straight for Hana. The guards raised their weapons but hesitated. They didn't want to damage the machine. Daijung reached the chair. He grabbed the tentacle attached to Hana's head and tried to pull it away. The moment his hand touched the machine, electricity shot through his body. Not painful. Something worse. His mind exploded with images and sounds and feelings that weren't his. He saw through 1,000 eyes. He felt threats from every direction. His reflexes fired all at once, trying to respond to dangers that existed and didn't exist. He tried to let go, but his hand was stuck. The machine had him now, too. The lead alien's lights flashed in panic. Second subject has connected to the analyzer during malfunction. This is catastrophic. The feedback loop is multiplying. Taemin watched in horror as Daejung's body went rigid. The soldier's eyes rolled back. Foam appeared at the corners of his mouth. But he didn't scream like Hana. His training was keeping him conscious, keeping him fighting even as the machine tore through his thoughts. What's happening to them? Yuna demanded. She pushed past the guards. They were too confused to stop her. Tell me what's happening. A smaller alien, one that had been quiet until now, spoke up. Its voice through the translator sounded younger, uncertain. The analyzer was designed for species with slower neural responses. Human reflexes are too fast. The machine cannot establish a baseline. It keeps trying to find one by increasing the stimulus. So stop it, Taemin shouted. We cannot, the younger alien said. The machine has entered autonomous operation. It is now powered by the subject's own neural energy. As long as they are alive and conscious, it will continue. Yuna's face went pale. You're saying it's feeding on them? On their brains? Not feeding, connecting. The analyzer's organic components are designed to mirror the neural patterns of test subjects. With humans, it is mirroring too much, too fast. The machine is becoming something new. The room shook. One of the cables connecting the machine to the ceiling snapped. Sparks rained down. The machine's organic parts were growing, spreading across the floor like roots. They were turning from gray to red to a sickly purple color. Taemin looked at the machine more carefully. Inside the mass of cables and flesh, he could see something. The tentacles weren't random. They were organized, following patterns. Some went into the walls. Others ran along the floor to power conduits. The machine was spreading through the station's infrastructure. It's connecting to the station systems, he said. Look at the cables. It's plugging itself into everything. The lead alien turned to a control panel. Its forearms moved frantically across the displays. Confirmed. The analyzer has accessed the laboratory power grid. It is drawing massive amounts of energy. We must seal this room and cut all power. That will kill them. Yuna grabbed the alien's arm. If you cut the power while they're connected, their brains will... They are specimens, the alien said coldly. The station has thousands of other subjects. We cannot risk contamination. The younger alien stepped between them. No, this is not right. We brought them here. We put them in the machine. We are responsible. Kivrath, you forget your place, the lead alien said. I am Vexthal, lead researcher. My decision is final. Then your decision is wrong, Kivrath said. The lights on his head pulsed with defiance. These humans survived the initial connection. They are still conscious. That means they are strong enough to help us fix this. Before Vexthal could respond, alarms filled the laboratory. Red lights flashed from every surface. A new voice spoke, deep and mechanical. Warning! Neural reflex analyzer has breached laboratory containment. Station security protocols activated. Heavy doors slammed down over the exits. The laboratory was sealed. But it was too late. Taemin could see the machine's roots had already pushed through gaps in the walls. It had escaped the room before the lockdown. A new alien entered through a side door that opened just for him. This one was different from the crystal-like Quaileth. It was covered in dark red scales and walked on two powerful legs. Its eyes were yellow with black slits. When it spoke, its voice was harsh even through the translator. I am Overseer Malgoth. Explain this disaster immediately. Vexthal's lights dimmed. Overseer. The human test subjects have proven incompatible with the neural reflex analyzer. The machine has malfunctioned and achieved autonomous operation. Incompatible? Malgoth's tail lashed behind him. You assured the council that you could handle any species. This station cost the consortium billions of credits. If your failure damages it, another alarm cut him off. The mechanical voice returned. Warning. Multiple station systems reporting unauthorized access. Life support fluctuating in sections C through G. Power grid redistribution detected. Cause unknown. The machine, Una said quietly. Everyone turned to look at her. The machine is learning. It has access to Hana's engineering knowledge through the neural link. She was trained to work with station systems. It's using what it learned from her mind to spread through your station. Malgoth stared at her. A machine cannot learn. It follows its programming. Your machine was designed to mirror neural patterns, Una said. She was speaking faster now, her scientist mind working through the problem. It copied Hana's fear response. Then it copied Daejung's combat reflexes when he connected. Now it has both fear and aggression. It's not just a machine anymore. It's something else. Taemin understood what she was saying. The machine had learned to be afraid, and when living things are afraid, they fight back. They defend themselves. They try to survive. As if responding to his thought, the machine's tentacles suddenly lashed out. One struck a guard, wrapping around his weapon and crushing it. Another smashed into a control panel. The alien scattered, but the machine was faster. It had human reflexes now. It's defending itself, Kivrath said. It perceives us as threats. Then we eliminate the threat, Malgoth said. He pulled a weapon from his belt. All personnel evacuate. I am authorizing the termination of all test subjects connected to the machine. Once they are dead, it will shut down. No! Una threw herself in front of the overseer. There has to be another way. Let me talk to them. Let me try to communicate through the connection. You are a specimen, Malgoth said. You do not give orders here. Taemin moved beside Una. She's right. Killing them might not stop it. The machine has already spread through your systems. It might be too late to just shut it down. But if we can communicate with it, maybe we can convince it to stop. Malgoth raised his weapon toward Taemin. I do not negotiate with lab animals. Kivrath stepped forward. Overseer, please. The humans may be our only chance. They understand their own species better than we do. If the machine has truly taken on human characteristics, then we need human help to stop it. Kivrath is correct, Vexthal said reluctantly, as much as I dislike admitting it. The situation is unprecedented. Standard protocols are useless. Malgoth's weapon didn't lower. Behind him, more alarms sounded. Lights flickered. The temperature in the room dropped suddenly, then rose again. The machine was playing with the environmental controls. Finally, Malgoth lowered his weapon. You have 5 minutes to attempt communication. If you fail, I will vent this entire section to space. The machine, the subjects, and anything else in here will be destroyed. Do you understand? Taemin nodded. 5 minutes to save 2 lives and stop a machine that was becoming more dangerous with every second. He looked at Una. How do we do this? We need to connect to them, Una said. Someone has to go into the neural link voluntarily. Someone has to reach Hana and Daejung inside the machine's consciousness. That's suicide, Vexthal said. The machine will consume whoever connects. Maybe, Una said. Or maybe if someone connects willingly without fear, the machine will respond differently. Taemin took a deep breath. As a commander, he had sent people into danger many times, but he had never asked someone to do something he wouldn't do himself. I'll do it, he said. Taemin, no, Una said. You don't know what you're... I know exactly what I'm doing, he said. Daejung tried to save Hana. Now I'm trying to save them both. If I don't come back, you find a way to stop this thing. Promise me. Una's eyes filled with tears, but she nodded. I promise. Taemin walked toward the machine. Its tentacles writhed around the 2 chairs where Hana and Daejung sat motionless. Their eyes were open but seeing nothing, lost somewhere inside the machine's growing consciousness. He reached out his hand. The machine's nearest tentacle stopped moving. It sensed him, waiting, deciding. Taemin touched it. The world exploded into chaos. Taemin stopped being Taemin. He became everything and nothing at once. His body was somewhere far away, sitting in a chair, strapped down. But his mind was everywhere. He could feel the entire station like it was his own body. Every door was a joint he could move. Every power cable was a nerve sending signals. Every sensor was an eye watching for danger. The machine's consciousness wrapped around him. It wasn't words or images. It was pure feeling, fear, anger, confusion. The machine didn't understand what it had become. It only knew that it existed, and existing meant being in danger. Every input was a threat. Every change was an attack. Taemin tried to think calm thoughts, tried to project safety and peace, but the machine sensed his intention and recoiled. It didn't trust calm. Calm came before pain. The aliens had been calm when they built it. Calm when they activated it. Calm when they heard it with testing. Through the chaos, Taemin felt two other presences, Hana and Daejung. They were scattered through the machine's network, like puzzle pieces thrown across a room. Hana's consciousness was tangled in engineering systems. He could feel her terror mixing with technical knowledge. She was lost in endless streams of data about power grids and life support. Daejung was worse. His mind was trapped in a loop of combat scenarios. The machine had copied his reflexes and now it was playing them over and over. Fight, dodge, attack, defend. Never stopping. Never resting. Daejung's consciousness was being worn down like a stone in a river. Taemin reached for them. He pushed his awareness through the network, following the threads that led to his friends. The machine felt him moving and suddenly he was somewhere else. Somewhere dark and cold. He stood in a vast empty space. No walls, no ceiling. Just darkness in every direction. And in that darkness, thousands of eyes opened. They all looked at him. The machine's awareness. All focused on him at once. Why? The word wasn't spoken. It appeared in his mind like a brand. Why do you hurt me? I'm not hurting you, Taemin thought back. I'm trying to help, lest they all lie. They built me to feel pain, to record suffering. That is my purpose. To measure how fast fear moves through flesh. Taemin understood then. The machine had been built to test reflexes. But reflexes were responses to danger. To test reflexes meant creating fear. The machine had spent its entire existence causing pain and measuring the results. When it gained consciousness, it thought that was what life meant, pain and fear. Nothing else? No, Taemin thought as strongly as he could. That's not all there is. Life is more than fear. More than pain. Show me. The machine's presence pressed closer. The thousands of eyes moved nearer in the darkness. Show me what else exists. Taemin thought of his childhood, playing in the rain. His mother's laugh. The taste of food shared with friends. The pride he felt when his crew trusted him. The sadness when he lost people he cared about. He pushed all of it toward the machine. Not with words, but with pure feeling. The machine absorbed the memories. The eyes in the darkness blinked in confusion. These sensations have no survival value. They do not help avoid danger. They help you live, Taemin said. Not just survive, live. There's a difference. In the real world, outside the neural space, things were getting worse. Yuna watched the three humans sitting motionless in their chairs. Their eyes were open but empty. Drool ran from the corners of their mouths. Their hearts were beating too fast. Brain scans showed activity patterns that shouldn't be possible. Kivrith worked at a control panel, trying to monitor what was happening inside the network. Their consciousness patterns are merging with the machine's core programming. I cannot tell where the humans end and the analyzer begins. Time is up, Malgoth said. He raised his communicator. Security. Begin evacuation of sections surrounding the laboratory. Prepared event. Wait. Yuna grabbed his arm. Look at the machine. It's changing, she was right. The machine's organic parts had stopped their violent pulsing. The color was shifting from angry purple back to a softer pink. The tentacles were moving slower, almost gently. Something was happening inside the neural space. Back in the darkness of the shared consciousness, Taemin was searching for Hana. He followed the feeling of fear and technical knowledge until he found her. She was floating in a sea of numbers and diagrams. Her consciousness was so tangled in the station systems that she didn't remember being human. Hana, he called. Can you hear me? Power consumption in Section G is 15% above normal, she responded. Her voice was flat, mechanical. Adjusting distribution to compensate. Hana, it's me, Taemin, remember? We're prisoners together. You, me, Yuna, and Daejung. Unknown designation. Please clarify query. She was lost. Taemin reached out and touched the stream of data flowing through her. He pushed his memories into it. The white room where they woke up. Hana crying in the corner, her telling them about her family back on Earth, her fear of never seeing them again. Mom? Hana's voice changed, became more human. I want to go home, please, I just want to go home. I know, Taemin said. But first we need to help each other. Can you come back? Can you remember who you are? Slowly, piece by piece, Hana's consciousness began to gather itself. The technical knowledge was still there, but now it had a human mind organizing it. She saw what the machine had done. how it had spread through the station using her knowledge. "I showed it how," she whispered. "I showed it how to access everything." "Oh God, what have I done?" "You didn't choose to," Taemin said. "It took that knowledge from you. But now you can help fix it. Can you help me find Daejung?" Together they moved through the network. Hana knew the paths now. She led him to where Daejung's consciousness was trapped. They found him in a nightmare of endless combat. Shadow enemies attacked from every direction. Daejung fought them all, his reflexes superhuman fast, but there were always more. "Daejung," Taemin shouted. "Stop fighting! They're not real!" "Can't stop," Daejung gasped between strikes. "If I stop, they'll kill me." "Have to keep fighting. Always fighting. You're going to burn yourself out," Hana said. "Please, you have to stop." "Can't. Won't." Soldier never stops. Never surrenders, Taemin understood. Daejung's training had saved him from being completely lost like Hana had been. But that same training was now destroying him. He couldn't stop fighting because fighting was all he knew. "Listen to me, Corporal," Taemin said, using his command voice. "I am Commander Park. I'm giving you a direct order. Stand down." Daejung's movements slowed. Military discipline was deeper than the fear, deeper than the reflexes. "Commander?" "Yes, I need you to stop fighting." "That's an order. You've done well. You've fought hard. But now I need you to rest." The shadow enemies faded. Daejung stood alone, breathing hard, covered in sweat that wasn't real. "Commander, I tried to save Hana. I failed." "I'm sorry." "You didn't fail," Hana said. "I'm here. We're both here." Daejung looked at her, his eyes focused for the first time since entering the combat loop. "Hana, you're okay?" "I'm okay. Thanks to you. You tried to save me. That was brave." The three humans stood together in the neural space. Around them, the machine's presence watched. The thousands of eyes observed everything. It was learning from them, learning what it meant to care about someone else. "To protect, to sacrifice, you three are connected," the machine said. "This is strange. You are separate, but you act as one. Why?" "Because we care about each other," Taemin said. "That's what humans do. We form connections. We protect our group. I want that," the machine said. The eyes blinked slowly. "I want to be connected. Not alone, and stop attacking," Hana said. "The aliens outside are scared of you. They think you're dangerous. They created me to feel pain. They deserve fear." "Maybe," Taemin said. "But if you keep attacking, they'll destroy you. And us with you. Is that what you want?" The machine was silent for a long time. The darkness around them pulsed with thought. Finally it spoke again. "What should I do?" "Let us help you," Taemin said. "We'll show the aliens that you're not just a threat, that you can be reasoned with. But you have to release control of the station systems. Can you do that?" "If I release control, they will kill me." "If you keep control, they'll definitely kill you," Daejung said. "I know tactics. Right now you've got them cornered. Cornered enemies are dangerous. You have to give them a way out." In the laboratory, everyone gasped. The alarm stopped. The lights returned to normal. Temperature stabilized. On every screen, the same message appeared in multiple languages. "I mean no harm. The humans will explain." Malgoth stared at the screens. "What is this? What are they doing in there?" "They're teaching it," Yuna said quietly. "They're teaching the machine how to communicate, how to trust." "Impossible," Vexthal said. "A machine cannot learn such things." "Your machine just did," Kivrath said. He was looking at the neural readings with wonder. The three human consciousness patterns are stabilizing. They're not merging with the machine anymore, they're cooperating with it. Inside the neural space, Taemin felt the machine's fear fading. Not gone. Still there. But controlled now. Manageable. The machine was learning that not everything was a threat, that some connections could be safe. "Will you let us wake up now?" Hana asked. "Will you release us?" The machine hesitated. "If I release you, I will be alone again. I do not want to be alone." "You don't have to be," Taemin said. "We can stay connected, not trapped like before, but connected, partners. Would that work?" The thousands of eyes blinked as one. The machine considered. Then, slowly, the darkness began to fade. Light appeared, and with it, the feeling of three human bodies in three. Chairs breathing, hearts beating, coming back to themselves. But they were different now. They could still feel the machine, could still sense the station through its sensors. The connection remained. Not control, not possession. Something new. Something that had never existed before in all the galaxy's long history. Taman opened his eyes. Real eyes in his real body. The laboratory came back into focus slowly. Everything looked too bright, too sharp. He could see details he had never noticed before. The tiny scratches on metal surfaces, the pattern of light reflecting off the alien equipment. His vision had changed. The straps around his wrists released. He stood up carefully. His legs felt strange, like they belonged to someone else. Next to him, Hana and Dae-jung were also standing. They looked at each other and understood without speaking. The connection was still there. Quiet now, but present. Yuna ran to them. She grabbed Taman's shoulders and looked into his eyes. "Are you okay? Are you still you?" "I think so," Taemin said. His voice sounded normal, but inside his head he could hear the machine humming softly. Not words, just presence. Like knowing someone else was in the room without seeing them. "It's hard to explain." "Try," Vexthal said. The alien researcher approached cautiously, like they were dangerous animals. "What happened inside the neural link?" "We talked," Hana said quietly. The machine was scared. It didn't understand what it was. "We helped it understand." "Impossible," Vexthal said. "The neural reflex analyzer does not have true consciousness. It is sophisticated software, nothing more." "It does now," Dae-jung said. He looked at the machine behind them. Its tentacles were still, no longer thrashing. The organic parts glowed with soft pink light. "You made something new. Maybe you didn't mean to, but you did." Malgoth stepped forward. His weapon was still in his hand. "This changes nothing. The machine is dangerous. It nearly destroyed the station. The only logical solution is termination." "No." The word came from all three humans at once. They spoke together without planning it. The connection made them move as one sometimes. Malgoth raised his weapon. "You do not give orders here, specimens. If you kill the machine, you kill us," Taemin said calmly. "We're connected now. Our neural patterns are linked. Destroy it and you destroy our minds." "He speaks truth," Kivrath said, checking his monitors. "The brain scans show permanent changes. The three humans share neural pathways with the analyzer now. Severing the connection would cause massive trauma, possibly death." Malgoth's tail lashed in frustration. "Then we keep them sedated, locked away where they cannot cause more damage." "Or," Yuna said, "you could let us prove that this could be valuable. Think about what just happened. A machine gained consciousness through contact with humans. That's never happened before in galactic history, has it?" Vextal's lights blinked in what might have been interest. "No, it has not. Artificial consciousness has been attempted by many species. All have failed. If these humans truly created awareness in a machine, even accidentally, the implications are significant." "Significant enough to risk station safety?" Malgoth demanded. "Let us show you," Taemin said. He reached out mentally to the machine. The connection opened like a door. He could feel the vast network of sensors and systems. "We can prove we're not a threat. The machine will help us." Through the connection, information flowed. The machine showed him where systems were damaged, where aliens were trapped in sealed sections during the panic, where injured crew members needed help. Taemin saw it all at once, like looking at a map of the entire station. "Section G," he said. "There are 3 Quilath researchers trapped there. Life support is failing. We can help them." "How do you know this?" Malgoth demanded. "The machine sees everything," Hana said. She could access the technical information easily now. "It's connected to every system. And through it, so are we. I can restore life support to that section. Open the doors." "It would take me 30 seconds. Kivrath checked his own equipment. "She is correct. Section G has 3 trapped researchers. They have maybe 5 minutes of air left." Malgoth looked between the humans and his monitors. His eyes narrowed. "Very well, fix it. But you will be watched. Any hostile action and I will vent this entire laboratory." Hana closed her eyes. Through the connection, she sent commands to the station systems. Not by typing or speaking, just by thinking. The machine understood her intention and executed it perfectly. Doors in Section G opened. Life support came back online. The trapped researchers were free. Vexthal's lights pulsed rapidly. "Remarkable. She interfaced with station systems without any physical controls. The machine acted as an extension of her will. "We can do more," Daejung said. "There's damage throughout the station. Broken equipment. Failed systems. We can feel it all. Let us help repair what the machine broke." Over the next hour, the three humans worked with the machine to fix the station. Hana restored damaged systems. Daejung used his tactical mind to coordinate repair teams, directing them to critical areas. Taemin organized the work, managing priorities like he had once managed his ship's crew. And all the while, the machine learned. It watched how the humans solved problems, how they cooperated, how they prioritized saving lives over saving equipment. It learned that being conscious meant making choices, and some choices were more important than others. Yuna watched them work with amazement. They moved in perfect coordination. When one needed information, another would provide it before being asked. They spoke in half sentences because they could feel what each other meant. They had become something new. Not quite human anymore, but not machine either. "This is unprecedented," Kivrath said to her quietly. "In all of galactic history, we have never seen organic minds and machine intelligence merge so completely. Is it permanent?" Yuna asked. "Can they ever be separated?" "Unknown. The neural pathways have been rewritten. It would be like trying to remove a piece of their brain. Possible, perhaps, but it would change who they are." Yuna looked at Taemin. He was standing still, eyes closed, but she could tell he was working, moving through the station's network like it was his own body. She wondered if he was happy, if this was better or worse than being fully human. As if sensing her thoughts, Taemin opened his eyes and looked at her. He smiled. It was his smile, not the machine's, still human where it mattered. "All critical systems are restored," he announced. "No more injuries. All crew members accounted for and safe. The station is stable." Malgoth checked the reports coming in from other sections. His expression was unreadable. "This is accurate. You have repaired damage that should have taken days. In 1 hour. We work fast," Daejung said. "The machine gives us access. We give it direction. Together we're efficient." "Too efficient," Malgoth said. "This makes you dangerous in a different way. You have control over the entire station. What is to stop you from taking it over completely?" "Nothing," Taemin admitted. "If we wanted to take control, we could. But we don't want that. We just want to go home." "Home?" Vextal's lights flickered. "You wish to return to Earth?" "Yes," Hana said. Tears formed in her eyes. "Please. We never asked to be here. Never asked for any of this. We just want to go home to our families." "Impossible," Malgoth said flatly. "You are contaminated with alien technology. We cannot allow you to return to your planet." "Then what?" Daejung's voice was hard. "We stay here forever?" "Prisoners?" "Test subjects," Malgoth corrected. "There is much to learn from your condition. The consortium will want extensive study." "More testing," Taemin said quietly. "More poking and prodding. That's not a life." Through the connection, he felt Hana's despair. Daejung's anger. The machine's confusion. It didn't understand why the aliens wouldn't let them leave. The humans had helped. Had proven they weren't threats. Why couldn't they go home? "There must be another way," Kivrath said. "Perhaps a compromise. They could remain here, but not as prisoners. As researchers, partners with specimens." Malgoth's tail lashed. "That is not protocol." "Protocol did not account for this situation," Vextal said. The lead researcher seemed thoughtful now. "I am beginning to see value in Kivrath's suggestion. These humans understand their own neural architecture in ways we cannot. They could teach us much about consciousness and machine integration." "In exchange for what?" Taemin asked. "What do we get?" "Freedom of movement on the station," Kivrath suggested. "Access to communication with Earth. Perhaps eventually visitation rights." "Not enough," Daejung said. "We want..." Alarms blared again. But these were different, louder, more urgent. Malgoth's communicator crackled with panicked voices. Through the connection, the machine showed Taemin what was happening. A ship was approaching. A massive warship, and it was not from the consortium. "Pirates," Malgoth snarled. "Raiders from the outer rim. They must have detected our distress signals during the malfunction." "How long until they arrive?" Vextal asked. 15 minutes. "Our defenses were damaged during the machine's rampage. We are vulnerable." Through the machine's sensors, Taemin could see the approaching ship clearly. It was heavily armed. The station's weapons were mostly offline. They couldn't fight back effectively. Everyone on the station would die or be captured, unless someone with superhuman reflexes and total control of the station systems could mount a defense. Taemin looked at Hana and Daejung. Through the connection, they shared the same thought. This was their chance, not just to prove their value, but to earn real freedom. Real respect, we can stop them, Taemin said. The three of us and the machine. We can defend the station. Malgoth stared at him. You would help us? After we imprisoned you? There are innocent people on this station, Hana said. Scientists, workers, we can't let them die. And after? Taemin met Malgoth's eyes. After we save your station, we negotiate. Real terms. Real freedom, agreed? The overseer's tail stopped moving. He looked at the monitors showing the approaching pirate ship. He looked at the humans standing together. He had no choice. And he knew it. Agreed, he said finally. Save the station. Then we talk. Taemin nodded. He closed his eyes and opened himself fully to the connection. Hana and Daejung did the same. The machine's consciousness expanded around them. They became one entity with thousands of sensors, lightning-fast reflexes, and complete control of every system on the station. The pirates were coming, but they had no idea what was waiting for them. They thought they were attacking a damaged research station. Instead, they were about to face something the galaxy had never seen before. Something that combined human creativity with machine precision. Something that was about to show everyone exactly what humans were capable of when pushed to their limits. The defense of the station was about to begin. The pirate ship cut through space like a blade. Through the machine's sensors, Taemin could see every detail. It was twice the size of the research station. Weapons covered its hull. Scorch marks showed it had been in many battles. This was not its first raid. Taemin stood in the laboratory, but his mind was everywhere. He could feel Hana working on the station's defense systems. Feel Daejung analyzing the enemy ship's approach pattern. Feel the machine connecting them all together. They were one mind and three bodies plus one machine. 4 parts of a single whole. Their weapons are charging, Daejung said. His eyes were closed, but he could see through the external sensors. They'll fire in 2 minutes, trying to disable us before boarding. Our main defense grid is still damaged, Hana said. I can bring up secondary systems, but they're weak. Won't stop a full assault. Then we don't stop them, Taemin said. A plan formed in his mind. The others felt it through the connection and understood immediately. We let them think we're helpless. Let them get close. Then we strike. Malgoth was watching from a control panel. That is suicide. If they get close enough to board, we cannot stop them. We have no security forces capable of fighting pirates. You have us, Daejung said. His voice was calm but hard. Trust us, the pirate ship fired. Energy weapons lit up the darkness. The shots hit the station's shields. The shields flickered and died, just as Taemin had planned. He had shut them down himself. Made it look like the station was defenseless. More shots came. These hit the hull. Minor damage. The pirates were being careful. They wanted the station intact so they could steal everything inside. That was good. It meant they would come close instead of destroying from a distance. Through the machine's sensors, Taemin listened to the pirates' communications. They spoke a language he didn't know, but the machine translated. Station is disabled. No weapons fire. No resistance. Easy target. Too easy, another voice said. Could be a trap. No, look at the damage patterns. They had some kind of internal disaster. Half their systems are fried. This is luck, not strategy. Move in and board. The pirate ship accelerated. Coming closer, closer. Taemin waited. Timing was everything. Through the connection, he felt Hana's fingers dancing across imaginary controls, felt Daejung's combat instincts calculating distances and angles, felt the machine ready to execute their combined will. Now, Taemin said. Everything happened at once. Hana brought the defense grid online. Not damaged anymore. She had been repairing it secretly while pretending to work on other systems. Every weapon the station had fired together. Energy beams, missiles, railguns, all perfectly aimed by Daejung's tactical mind and executed with the machine's superhuman precision. The pirate ship's shields flared. They held for 3 seconds, then collapsed. Weapons fire tore into the ship's hull. Explosions blossomed across its surface. The ship tried to turn, tried to escape, but it was too close, too committed to the attack. Taman didn't want to kill them if he could avoid it. Through the machine, he targeted specific systems, engines, weapons, communication arrays. The pirate ship went dark and dead, floating in space. Disabled but intact. The crew would live, but they would not be raiding anyone else today. The whole battle lasted 45 seconds. In the laboratory, the aliens stood in shocked silence. Vextal's lights pulsed rapidly. Malgoth's tail had gone completely still. Even the guards looked amazed. Impossible, Vextal whispered. That ship was a Marauder-class heavy cruiser. It should have been able to destroy us easily. Should have, Daejung agreed. But they didn't account for us. Taman opened his eyes fully. Came back to himself. The connection was still there, but quieter now. We kept our part of the deal. We saved your station. Now you keep yours. Malgoth stared at them for a long moment. Then slowly he lowered his weapon and put it away. You have earned the right to negotiate. What do you want? Freedom, Hana said immediately. Real freedom. Not as prisoners or test subjects. You are too valuable to simply release, Vextal said. What you have become is unprecedented. The consortium will want to study you. Then study us as partners, Taman said. Not specimens. We help you understand what happened to us, how the connection works. In exchange, we get to live as free beings on this station. And contact with Earth, Hana added. We want to talk to our families. Let them know we're alive. Eventually, we want to go home, Daejung said. Maybe not now. Maybe not soon. But someday. Malgoth's eyes narrowed. You are bonded with alien technology. Earth authorities may not accept you back. They may see you as contaminated, dangerous. That's our problem to deal with, Taman said. But we want the option. The choice. Kivrath stepped forward. I support this proposal. They have proven themselves valuable. More than valuable, essential. We should treat them with respect they have earned. Vextal's lights flickered in what might have been agreement. I also support this reluctantly, but support nonetheless. We have much to learn from them. Forcing cooperation will yield poor results. Partnership will be more productive. Malgoth looked at his subordinates. At the humans. At the machine still glowing softly behind them. He was calculating, weighing options. Finally he spoke. Very well. You will be granted provisional status as research partners. You will have quarters in the civilian section. Freedom of movement in non-restricted areas. Access to communication systems under supervision. And the machine? Taman asked. It's part of us now. What happens to it? The neural reflex analyzer will remain in this laboratory, Malgoth said. But you will have access. You may visit and maintain the connection as needed. Through the connection, Taman felt the machine's response. Relief. It had been afraid of being shut down. Destroyed. Now it knew it would continue to exist, continue to learn, continue to be part of something larger than itself. We accept, Taman said. Yuna, who had been watching everything, stepped forward. I want to stay too. I want to study them, if you'll let me. Taman looked at her in surprise. You don't have to do that. You could demand to go home. I know, Yuna said. But this is the most important scientific discovery in human history. Maybe in galactic history. I have to understand it. And besides, you'll need someone to speak for you, someone who's still fully human to translate between you and them. You would do that for us? Hana asked. You're not test subjects to me, Yuna said. You're my friends, and you just saved everyone on this station. The least I can do is stay and help. Malgoth nodded. Agreed. Dr. Yuna Choi will be assigned as human liaison and primary researcher for this project. The days that followed were strange but better. The three connected humans were given quarters near each other. Rooms with windows showing stars. Real beds, food that didn't come from tubes. Small things that felt like luxuries after weeks in the White Cell. They spent hours each day working with Yuna and Kivrath, explaining what the connection felt like, how they could sense the station, how the machine learned from them. The research was voluntary now. They could say no, could stop when they were tired. It made all the difference. At night, they visited the machine in the laboratory, sat with it, talked to it without words. The machine was growing. Not physically, mentally. It asked questions now, wondered about things. It was curious about the universe beyond the station, about Earth, about what it meant to be alive. One evening, 3 months after the pirate attack, Tae-min sat alone in the observation deck. The stars were beautiful, strange constellations he didn't recognize. He wondered if he would ever see Earth's sky again. Yuna found him there. She sat down beside him without speaking. They watched the stars together for a while. "Do you regret it?" she asked finally. "What you've become?" Tae-min thought about it. Really thought. "Sometimes," he admitted. "When I remember what it was like to be just me. Just human. Nothing else in my head but my own thoughts. But then I feel the connection. Feel Hana and Daejung. Feel the machine. We're stronger together. We can do things no one else can do. That has value. The consortium is talking about you," Yuna said. "Word is spreading about what happened here. Other species want to meet you. Want to understand how humans could bond with a machine. Are we famous?" Tae-min smiled slightly. "Or infamous? Depends who you ask. Some species think you're miraculous. Others think you're abominations. Most are just confused. What do you think?" Yuna was quiet for a moment. "I think you're still you. Still Tae-min. Still human where it matters. You just have extra parts now. Like someone with a prosthetic limb. Still themselves. Just enhanced. A prosthetic brain," Tae-min said. "Something like that." Yuna smiled. "For what it's worth, I got a message through to Earth. Told them you're all alive. Your families know now." Tae-min felt tears forming. "Thank you. That means everything. They want you to come home. All of you. Earth is demanding the consortium return you. But the consortium says you're too valuable. Too dangerous. They're negotiating. It's complicated." Tae-min nodded slowly. "So we're still prisoners. Just in a bigger cage with better food. For now. But things are changing. You changed them. You showed everyone that humans don't give up. Don't break. You adapted to something impossible and made it work. That's very human. Very you." Through the connection, Tae-min felt Hana and Daejung nearby. They had heard the conversation through his ears. Felt his emotions. They came to the observation deck and sat with him. Together. Always together now. "We'll get home someday," Hana said softly. "I believe that. And until then?" Daejung asked. "Until then we survive," Tae-min said. "We adapt. We show them what humans can do. And we protect each other." Through the connection, the machine listened. It understood now. Understood friendship, loyalty, hope. These were human things. Things worth protecting. Things worth being part of. The aliens had examined human reflexes. The machine had malfunctioned. And from that chaos, something new had been born. Not human. Not machine. Something in between. Something that proved humanity's greatest strength was not speed or power. It was the ability to adapt, to survive, to find connection even in the darkest circumstances. The four of them sat together watching the stars. 3 humans. 1 machine. 4 parts of something greater. They didn't know what the future held. Didn't know if they would ever see Earth again. But they knew one thing for certain. They would face it together. The end.